Now, he said he was waiting in his parking spot to see if I was getting in the car with someone else. He thought maybe I was there with a boyfriend or a husband. So I went to the passenger side, and he was like, okay, he started to drive off, but traffic stopped him. God stopped him. So I finally went around, I put the bottle in the passenger side because that was closest to the door, then I walked around. And he saw that I was getting in my own car by myself, so he drove up. And he says, now this is a Southern guy, this is Charlotte, North Carolina. Southern gentleman, we hear about them, right? So he says, hey, how are you? And I said, fine. We exchanged each other's names, and he said, well, you know, it would be to your benefit to get to know me. Now, I had been really nice up to that point, and I was like, excuse me? Yeah, it would be to your benefit to get to know me. And this is not the Southern gentleman I thought, right? I said, excuse me? It is my benefit to, and no, it's the other way around. And he like pulled back and he said, well, no, I wasn't trying to mean anything by that. I was just saying it would be mutually beneficial. And I said, okay. He ended up being my husband all these years later. I met a man at the liquor store and he ended up being my husband. It's a true story. But the other thing is that, you know, he has been my partner. This is where this is all leading. He's been my partner. So the partnerships and the friendships that we had at Southfield High, I think they really helped me understand what real relationships, dependability, you know, we went through stuff in high school, how you get through it together, and I was blessed to find a partner to help me with that and to be that for me now. Now, I had to kiss a lot of frogs, married one or two of them. I won't say what marriage I'm on, but my mother does call me her own Elizabeth. Maybe I'm not supposed to say that. Let's just say a famous actress who's been married, 9 times? I got her nickname from my mom. Now that's embarrassing. This is my little Elizabeth Taylor. Anyway, I say all that to say that, you know, I have a partner, and when you think about life and all the relationships, he is the one who's really just been my rock. And unfortunately, he can't be here tonight. He wants me to say hi to all of you. We have my mother-in-law is battling stage 4, and she really, he had to be there. It all just kind of came together that James would say, hey, will you be a part of this reunion in this way? And I was so grateful to do it because this is where I'm at now. Spent 20 years in broadcast journalism, loved it. Doing celebrity media coaching, love that. But there's a whole nother level of, I think, why we're still here. You know, like people say, oh, you should live a purposeful life. Do you agree with that? Are all of you living your purpose?
Yeah.
Good. Anyone else? And so, you are? Yeah, who's living their purpose? Yes. And I tell you what, for 20 years, even though I loved my job, I wasn't living my purpose. And it wasn't until my daughter started having night terrors that God just kind of shook me to say, because we traced it back to her anxiety of me leaving in the middle of the night to go to work. And you can't have a toddler interrupting their sleep up to 5 times a night. It hurts their development. So I walked away to live my purpose. And I want all of us to do that. We saw the classmates who we've lost. That's heartbreaking. We're still young and vibrant and energetic, and we have so much life ahead of us. But are you living your purpose? Now this came to me because if you've ever had a grown man, 35, I think Ricky's 32 years old, played in the NBA, well-paid man, great career, come to you and say, well, I spent 4 to 5 years not knowing what to do with my life after basketball. It kind of gets you thinking, like what, wait a minute, so basketball or football is not the purpose, it's just the platform. What is your purpose? Like, what are you here to do? What is the one thing that people call on you for help? When something goes wrong, they say, you need to call James. What is that issue? Like, what are people calling you? What are you naturally drawn to? If something happens in society and it just boils your blood, that means that that's a passion point for you. That leads you to your purpose. I want to ask you, what is your purpose? Find it if you don't have it. Imagine how awesome it would be, this entire world, if people use the energy, the time, the creativity, the passion that we have at this age toward what we're destined to do. We wouldn't have that we have right now. I'm staying politically correct. Broadcasting taught me well. But I really want to, really, what is your passion? What are you purposed to do? Now's the time to do it if you haven't started. And if you have started, revamp it, rehaul it, get it out there. There are people out there who are waiting on us to impact them. People have lived their purpose ahead of us and they've impacted us. So what are you drawn to do? Really. And I find that when I ask people this question, the kids answer quicker than any adult. Because they don't have the filters that we have. They don't have all this baggage that says, you can't do that. Who in a million years thought I'd be an entrepreneur? I don't necessarily like it because I really do miss direct deposit. We had a really good relationship. I knew exactly when he was showing up. I knew exactly what I was going to do with him when he showed up. And every once in a while we had some fun when there was a little extra of him around, right? I miss that, but being an entrepreneur has now freed me to spend time these critical years with my daughter. She's 6. Y'all know how old we are. So to have a life that's depending on me, it was time for me to step out of what I thought was my purpose and really walk into it, which is helping other people tell their stories, their way. So I really just want to put that out there. Like, we are here, it's an amazing day, it's an amazing time. The world is doing what it's doing, but we're here for a reason. All of us are here for a reason. So what is your purpose? And once you know what it is, then do the stuff that you need to do to make it happen. Can everybody do that?
Yes.
Really do that?
Yes.
Y'all not just saying that to be nice, are you? Y'all want me to start rapping again? No, I know. That's not my calling, is it? So, I'm not plugging the book per se. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I am plugging the notion that it's time to ask yourself the question and then keep digging deeper. And just keep digging deeper until you find the answers. And then go out there and you will be so surprised of the people that you will help that you will never even know. If we could just kind of see the master plan, you would be amazed at how much we are impacting other people because everybody's looking at you for something. You are standing out for something. So stand out for someone. Stand up for someone and stand in the gap for those who you are destined to help. Can we do that?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank Jim. I want to thank Sonia for those beautiful, beautiful centerpieces that she did. I also want to thank our keynote speaker who spoke a very meaningful message. I know for me, I was just telling her that a year ago I asked myself that very question. What was my purpose in life? I know that God did not, I was asking myself, what did God put me on this earth to do? It wasn't just to be a wife, just to be a mother, just to go to work, retire, and die. So what was my purpose? So that was a very meaningful, her remarks were very meaningful.